And so don't confine yourself just to Grand Bahama, though you must always contribute to Grand Bahama. Graduates, when you talk about embracing education, essentially, education gives you options. Isn't it a wonderful thing that if you knock on door 1 or 2 or 3 and they refuse to open, that your skills permit you to drop kick door number 4 or 5 down? Education gives you options. If the Bahamas is to be improvement driven, then it has to be committed to continuous learning. And so I know that this is but a step in your journey of continuous education. Education is a passport for those that are in poverty. And so the message you, the converted, you, the committed, must take to those who still struggle is that if they are brave and daring enough to study and commit themselves to what you have done, that is their passport out of poverty. In fact, a good education will help you escape a destructive relationship. And if you were late in noticing that the person was psychotic, your education will tell you that they are, and you can trade them in and upgrade. The truth of the matter is, good education has a way of preventing you from taking the plaques that you've gotten, the trophies over the years, and repeatedly polishing them. Those persons who are committed to looking at past accomplishments, stroking past trophies and medals, will be doomed to have those and those alone. And so it's a wonderful thing that as you embrace education, that we appreciate it's not just about academics and vocational studies, it's also about, I am told, emotional intelligence. Graduates, consider this for a moment. Like all of us in this room, our thoughts many times can either be an asset to us or it can be a saboteur. In other words, many of the things that we think at the end of the day can sabotage our dreams, even after a first degree, even after a second degree. Or it can assist us in succeeding. And so amidst all of our discussions about academic excellence, there's just a simple principle in life. That simple principle is, graduates, as you leave, just train your mind to embrace those things that are positive. Those thoughts that may have hindered you in the past, that may trouble you on a regular basis. You know, we tend to be trapped about the things in the past we can't control, and the things in the future we absolutely have no control over without appreciating the joys of the right now. It is a matter of perspective, graduates, that no matter what happens beyond this night, the truth is, you cannot control everything that's on the horizon. And all of us that love you, care about you, celebrate you, cannot tell you with certainty what's on the horizon. But we can tell you that those of you that are willing to continually prepare, you will be in the best position to meet whatever challenges on the horizon, seize whatever opportunities. But more importantly, if you have the perspective that no matter what's happening out there, at the end of the day, I will control my response to it. So as you leave here this evening, as you carry your certificate, as you carry your diploma and your degree, make a simple commitment, graduates, that you are going to pursue every day a simple thing called happiness. That you're going to suck some joy out of every single day. Consider this for a moment. Shakespeare makes an interesting point. He says there's no good thing or bad thing, it's just how I view them. And while that may be an extreme, the truth of the matter is, for all that you are pursuing, the lie that we have been told is that if you work hard, you get a good education, you make some money, and then you're successful. No, it's a wrong equation. The truth of the matter is there's some folks who don't have a formal education, and they're happier than you and I 2 to 1. There's some folks in your neighborhood who haven't worked a lick in their life. They seem to be earning quite a bit of money. So education is really not just about working hard to get a good job, to make some money, and then you're successful. No, the goalpost for success in Grand Bahama keeps moving, graduates. Don't let people define what success is for you. You have to define it. And a part of it is fulfillment. A part of it is serenity. A part of it is being able to smell the flowers, hold the hand of your boo or your snooks, and enjoy a quiet walk on a beach that has not seen you in years. Folks expect, at the end of the day, that most graduating classes would be the same. I ask you to be the difference maker. I ask you to help us end the tribalism that exists in the Bahamas. Sometimes it's religious. Sometimes it is political. You have to be the ones to take the message out. I'll tell you a true story. There was a production written recently. I'm told it's called Election 2012. What just happened? Well, guess what? There were some FNMs that were hoping that their government would be returned to power, and on the chance that it was, they felt that their life would be absolutely beautiful. It did not happen, and there's weeping and gnashing of teeth for some of them. And graduates, there were some supporters of the Progressive Liberal Party who felt that if only their party could get in power, their life would be irreversibly changed for the better. The government was changed, and their life hasn't moved one iota. And graduates, and then there's you and the rest of us who appreciate that when you are prepared, when you have embraced education, no matter which party is in power, you will succeed. And so it's your generation. It's your generation that's not die-hard anything that has the ability to end the tribalism. Because the truth is that if we're going to transform this nation, there has to be buy-in from all sides. And tribalism hinders that. And so I ask you, as leaders, do what leaders do. Cast a vision. Paint a picture of a country that is in some substantial way better than it is now in the future. Paint that picture and inspire people to pursue that dream. Secondly, graduates, as you leave, set some high goals in every area of your life, not just in your career. Do not allow your career to define who you are. I am tired of meeting persons who the truth of the matter is were christened one thing, but all of a sudden the doctor cannot leave their name anymore. What I'm saying is you're not defined by your occupation. It's one dimension of your life. It's not my fault that you spend 16 hours in that one place instead of home a lot more hours. I'm just saying, set goals in all areas of your life to create balance. Thirdly, graduates, develop a passion. And if you found your passion, it is my prayer tonight that you've gotten your certificate, diploma, or degree in the area of your passion. Find your passion. Make your passion pay your bills and help some folks along the way. Consider for a moment. This is so important. It's so important to work in the area of your passion. Consider for a moment what passion does. Passion is that ingredient. It causes you to wake up, pray up, show up, stay late if necessary, work in less than ideal circumstances because you are passionate about that particular area. I've told some of you before, I'm passionate about what I do. I absolutely love writing. I love speaking. I love it so much. I would do it for free, but God gave me wisdom and I charge. I'm just saying, find your passion. Passion is extremely important. Forgive me, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but just to make the point for the graduates who we all love, imagine for a moment that every day you roll over and you are next to not your first, second, third, or fourth option in life, but this is your 10th, 11th, or 12th option that you could get the picture. That is rather troubling. And so I'm just asking you, make sure that what you study, it is your passion. Remember this, it doesn't apply to you, but tell some other folks, bad employees get fed up and they stay, good employees get fed up and they quit. And so it'll come. So I'm encouraging you, find your passion. Graduates, it is important, I mentioned earlier, to have an optimistic view of life. Grand Bahama is challenging. There are some of us who commute every single week to make sure we can contribute to our families. But despite that fact, we are hopeful. We don't just believe. We know beyond the shadow of a doubt that we will help to turn this around. It is a matter of perspective. Christine Campbell once told a story that, listen, life and some people, even some you love, will on occasion put a full stop in your path, graduates, but you have to tack a little tail on it, call it a comma, pause and assess the situation, and then resume your journey to the top. It is a matter of perspective. Life will slap you straight on your back. It's going to happen. You're going to have some disappointment. The high that you experience tonight, trust me, it will be followed on occasion by some lows. But if ever you find yourself lying flat on your back, having been slapped around by life, thank God for a different vantage point from which to view it. But don't stay there. Graduates, it is important for you to be honest. I know this is something we often tell persons in grade school, and we feel we don't really need to preach this to adults, but I tell you a quick story about a coach in the NCAA who took his team on the road, and they played some basketball games. Afterwards, they stopped and watched some dancing. It was not ballroom dancing, and I'm informed that when the word got around of what the coach did, he not only lost his job, but he lost his reputation. Is it fair, after 35 years of an impeccable reputation, on one moment of indiscretion, he suffered? No, it's not fair, but that's a part of our reality. Sometimes the weak area can undo all the strong areas that we have. And so it's important to be honest. Honesty means, and this isn't for you, but some other folks who you may know, honesty means that when you work for somebody, those of you that will not own your own company, it means that you show up for 8 hours, you work. In the Bahamas, you know, we have a cultural trait that says, I'm not being paid enough, I will show up for 8, I will work 4 because I paid myself back 4. And so sometimes we're not dishonest in word, it just happened to be dishonesty indeed. I ask you, graduates, listen, be focused. Focus means that for every obstacle and hill you hit after this graduation, that you will endure it because you realize that these are temporary afflictions, but you are looking at the long-term picture. Focus also means that you will seek to become the best in your field. Be a pace setter. And be the standard by which anyone else who seeks to have your job will be judged. I mean, consider this for a moment. We attend schools around the world, and when Bahamians return home, almost invariably, the perception is all good and perfect gifts come from abroad. All we are saying is that while many things that can contribute to our development must in fact be imported, I'm also suggesting that you could be the standard whereby we are able to export you to make a difference in Haiti, make a difference in Jamaica, make a difference in Canada. And finally, graduates, listen, be consistent. It is not just about today. It is about all the wonderful things that you will do in the years ahead. We love you. We appreciate the sacrifices that you've made, but we now give you a new assignment and a new charge. And the charge, graduates, is to decide that you will reshape this Bahamas, that you will reshape this Grand Bahama, that the industrial corporations that exist today will be a part of the roadmap that will allow you to create industrial companies of our own, Bahamian-born and Bahamian-bred. Consider for a moment, most of the financial institutions in the Bahamas rack up tremendous profits that are repatriated to the country of their origin. What prevents us from opening additional banks owned by those that have cast their lot in the Bahamas, whether they were born here or they move here? Graduates, there's a new challenge for you. If there's anyone who's in national leadership from any political party who beats their chest and tell you the lie that we were told when we were young, oh, we are better than everyone else in this region. That's what we were told. Every adult on this platform would have heard it. And then we went off to school and we recognized that Jamaica, Guyana, Barbados had a 10, 20-year head start on us in terms of educational scholarship. We had come to assess our value on the basis of things rather than the content of our heart and what's in our head. You must represent the different. It must not be about things, but about the quality of life we create for our citizens. We will not stop the murder for greed if it remains about things. So it can't be about the bling, the Lex, Coupe, Beamer, or the Benz. It can't be about that. It has to be about the quality of life. Who better to do it